I'm Don Davis, and I'm the chair of the Raleigh Historic Development Commission, otherwise known as RHDC. And what we do is we preserve Raleigh's history through its buildings, which we think is important because you can't know where you're going if you don't know where you came from. And so we believe in preserving that tells you where we've been. This house in particular tells us a bit about Raleigh and history in the United States, and that it's from a particular period, the late 40s, after the Depression. People had gone through the Depression, they had gone through World War II. There had been 2 decades of really rough life. And after the war ended, there was great optimism for the future. What was going to happen? Things were going on. We were going to do great. The future was out there. And this house was the future, and that it was manufactured. It's made out of baked enamel on metal, so you never had to paint it again. The interiors you didn't have to paint. It was the carefree living of the Jetsons before the Jetsons were even made. It's essentially what this house was all about. And for us, it's important to preserve this part of American history and a part of Raleigh history that people bought these houses. They came in on a truck and you assembled them like an erector set. All you needed was like a wrench to screw it all together. And then you had this great house, and it's a terrific modernist architecture piece of American history.
Hi, I'm Theda. I was a neighbor of George and Jessie Morris's. I grew up in this area and I've known her all of my life. And when they stopped traveling, this is what they decided to build. It was a mail-order catalog house. They had the concrete slab here. It came in and there are parts numbered, and it showed how just to put the house together. And if I remember correctly, it was constructed in 2 or 3 days because it was just a kit that you put up. But the thing about it is there's no maintenance. They never had to paint it. They never had to worry about termites. And the heating system lasted in this house for 50 years.
My name is Cameron Jones. I am the land operations manager for Terramore Homes. When we were under contract to purchase this property, we found out that there was a historical residence on the property at the time, of which the previous owner made efforts to preserve the house. After we closed on the property and the previous developer rezoned the property, we continued those efforts to preserve this house and find it a new home in downtown Raleigh. So as a developer, I can say that we have never seen a home like this. In fact, never have I even heard of a Lustron home. So I've learned that outside of the concrete footing that it sits on and slab, the framing is all steel, which is very abnormal for this era. And these were prefab homes for the folks coming back after war to give them a home when they got back to the U.S.
I am delighted this house has been saved. This was the neighborhood hangout. Everybody was welcome. Sunday school classes, the church, kindergarten classes, senior adult groups. This was where everybody was welcome, and everybody's going to just be delighted that they are saving the house.